Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Poust here. So nice to see you. I have a great story today. It's called Scooby Doo and Mummies at the Mall. Very excited about this one. I think it's going to be a great story for us. The Coolsville Mall was packed. Scooby Doo, Shaggy, and the gang stood in a crowd of people. "Let's figure out what we want to do," said Shaggy, "before we get squeezed any tighter." All at once, the crowd moved through a set of doors. "Oh," said Daphne, "we're in front of the movie theater." "The movie must be about to start," said Velma. Fred nodded. "We should go." Today, Mummies on the Loose. Shaggy pointed to the movie poster. "Mummies on the Loose is playing?" He shivered. "Like, we'll catch you later, Scoob. Scoob and I will find something else to do." Shaggy and Scooby stopped at a pet store. Two dogs were being groomed. "Care for a day of beauties?" Shaggy asked Scooby. Scooby shook his head. "Right way." Next they went to a store called Snooze City. Shaggy and Scooby gazed at the cozy beds, soft pillows, and thick blankets. Scooby yawned. Shaggy stretched. 40 winks sounds pretty good to me. What do you think, good buddy?" "Good buddy?" Shaggy whirled around. Scooby wasn't there. Then Shaggy spotted him. He had run outside. He was seated in front of a giant hot dog. "Hey, that's just a guy in a costume," said Shaggy. The hot dog guy handed Shaggy a flyer. "All you can eat day at Coolsville Mall?" Shaggy read. "Go to any restaurant, eat till you're stuffed, all for one price?" "First stop, Big Burger!" Shaggy shouted, leading Scooby into a restaurant. The hours passed, burger by burger. Finally, Scooby and Shaggy came out. Scooby patted his belly. "Had enough?" Shaggy asked. "Well, just in case, I stashed some burgers in my pocket." Big Burger. He did. Next came Hot Dog Hut, then Sausage Shack. Each time it was the same. The friends stuffed themselves. Then Shaggy stuffed his pockets. The belly on Shaggy. Finally, they waddled out of the barbecue pit. "That Mommy movie will be over soon," Shaggy said to Scooby. "Let's go meet the gang." All at once, shouts rang through the mall. Heavy footsteps echoed all around. Thud, thud, thud. They grew louder and louder. Scooby's ears quivered. Hey, relax, good buddy, Shaggy laughed. Look, it's just a hot dog guy. But something was behind them. Two somethings, wrapped in bandages. Rummies, yelled Scooby. Mummies, yelled Shaggy. The mummies are chasing the hot dog guy, Shaggy said. So we should be safe. But the hot dog guy had disappeared. Now the mummies were after them. Zoinks! Yelled Shaggy. Run! The chase was on, past the restaurants, past New City. There were pillows everywhere. The mummies must have torn this place up, said Shaggy. They raced past the pet store. The mummies had struck there too. Shaggy pointed to a sports store. Let's hide in there! The buddies ran inside. They twisted around to check for the mummies. Crash! They slammed into a huge pile of tennis balls. Balls rolled everywhere. Shaggy and Scooby couldn't run. They couldn't even stand. The mummies were coming closer. Finally, Shaggy and Scooby grabbed tennis rackets. Service! Shouted Shaggy as they swung at the balls and cleared a path. Now let's go! Quick! Shaggy called Scooby. In here! They raced into Coolsville clothes. They slipped into big coats and floppy hats. Great disguise, said Shaggy. The mummies will never find us now. Thud, thud. Ranks! Scooby cried. The mummies were smarter than they thought. They were coming towards them. Shaggy and Scooby sped out of the door. There's the gang, said Shaggy. Scooby jumped into Daphne's arms. Excuse me, sir, said Daphne. Can I help you? You can help us, said Shaggy. He and Scooby whipped off their disguises. What's going on? Asked Fred. In a flash, Shaggy explained about the mummies, how they made a mess at the pet store and Snoo City, how they chased a hot dog guy, and now we're chasing them. Said Velma, thinking it over. Then Fred wrinkled his nose. What's that smell? Shaggy pulled out hamburgers and hot dogs from his pockets. Leftovers! Just then a pet store worker ran over. Have you seen King and Queen? He asked. Two of our dogs disappeared.
Uncle Scooby?
Oh no, wailed Shaggy. The mummies got them. Thud, thud. And here they come for us. Velma stepped in between Shaggy and Scooby. And the mummies. She held up her hand. Stay! The mummy stopped. Wow, said Shaggy. Those mummies are good listeners. They're not mummies, Velma said. They're King and Queen, and I think they're hungry. They must have thought the hot dog guy was a real hot dog. And the two of you smell like, well, she pointed to the food, like lunch. But they sure look like mummies, Shaggy said. Velma pulled off the bandages. These are sheets. They must have run into Snoo City and gotten wrapped up while they were making a mess. Oh, yeah. Poor things, said Daphne. Shaggy looked at Scooby and shrugged. Then he gave the dogs all the food. There goes our snacks, he sighed. But I'm not afraid of mummies anymore. Hey, Scoob, how about we get some popcorn? Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed it. Mummies at the Mall. See you soon.